He's sitting in a shack.
Oh, what?
We're back here, 2-hour episode, and we're however long we feel like doing. Is March 13th, 8 in the morning, over here in the East Coast. Yesterday, I got shocked to some daylight savings. I woke up at 11:30.
Oh man, I'm jealous.
What time did you get affected by daylight savings?
Well, I forgot about it. I made a joke that Aaron Rodgers was gonna. I realized it late, and I made a joke Aaron Rodgers is gonna make his decision at 2:01 a.m. Eastern time, which didn't exist, and none of my friends appreciated it. So I guess I'll go fuck myself. But yeah, all of a sudden it's 3 a.m. I had to wake up at like 7 yesterday. So
for what?
No matter for golf, but no matter how old you get, no matter if you're in school, it really sucks when you're in school. No matter any situation, daylight savings will always get you. I hate waking up before the sun's up.
I'm pretty sure this is the last daylight savings of our life.
Is it really?
Yeah, they voted last election to get rid of it.
Good.
Yeah, there's no point. Either way, today we have a few things to talk with you guys about. We'll be talking about the Lakers and D'Angelo Russell. We'll be talking about the Brooklyn Nets defense, Mikal Bridges. We'll be talking about the Cavaliers. Are they good in terms of the playoffs? The Philadelphia 76ers have been elite for the past month. The Thunder are looking scary. Usman Jiang looking like a dog. The New York Knicks, Julius Randle's back, and more.
And I believe a certain somebody's team is out of the playoffs, and another certain somebody's team is in the playoffs. As far as I'm aware, I believe the Washington Wizards are currently ranked the 12th seed in the Eastern Conference, and the Chicago Bulls are currently ranked the 10th seed in the Eastern Conference.
I literally give it one day, and that'll change.
I don't know. We'll see. You're
just a hater.
I'm a Bulls fan. I'm going to pick us over you as far as who I want in the playoffs.
All right. So let's get right into this stuff, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But we got a few things that we definitely could converse, and that being the first thing is let's talk both sides of this Lakers-Knicks game. I watched this before bed, actually. I stayed up watching this one. Because I kept telling myself I should go to bed because I'm trying to go to sleep early. And I was just watching this game, and I was just like, oh, damn, like, D'Lo's really – like, there was, like, 2 or 3 times where the Lakers could have won this game, taking the lead back. Weren't able to do it. But this game was not – this game was definitely within reach. And in my opinion, the Lakers should have won this game. I mean, Julius Randle is going insane. But, again, I'm still arguing that this was the guy that I thought they put up a good fight. All right? They put up a good fight. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually watched the Oscars last night. But this is like a Knicks reoccurring theme all season is to lose your lead and then lose the game. So, I don't know, man. The Lakers were coming off a 3-game winning streak. The Knicks were coming off a 3-game losing streak. And if New York lost this game, that would be really bad. But they're gritty. They're grindy. They've been through a lot, not only this season, but I think for Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, getting him, it's just alleviated so much. He can just play more freely now. And the Knicks season's been great. It really has.
No, I agree. And I think the season has been great. And I honestly thought this team was kind of floundering at first. So I thought maybe it was going to be easier for them, the Lakers, to get this dub because the Knicks had lost the other night. And it was interesting because I'm trying to like replay this game real quickly in my head as I speak. But And there was a point in the game where it was D'Angelo. First off, the Lakers, it was either a tied game or it was a 2-point game at the beginning or midway to the beginning of the fourth quarter. And then they had to sit Anthony Davis and D'Angelo Russell. And they ran Dennis Schroeder, Austin Reeves, Wayne Gabriel, I believe, Troy Brown Jr., and Rui Hachimura, I believe was the lineup. Oh my God. Did they just fucking put themselves in a hole? I don't know why Darvin Ham thought like D'Angelo Russell and Anthony Davis needed a minute break, but when he took those guys off the floor, the commentators literally said they haven't been that great with Davis and D'Angelo Russell off the floor together. And then as soon as that he says that, they just go they fucking drop from being down by 2 or it being a tied basketball game to being down by 10, and they have to sub D'Lo and Davis back in. It's just there was multiple times where Lakers either tied the game or came within striking distance and just squandered the lead immediately after.
Yeah, dude, it's tough. Without LeBron James, AD's got to be no ifs, ands, or buts. He's got to be the best player out there, and it's hard to sub him out. They won enough without D'Lo, which was actually kind of refreshing. But, man, no LeBron. It's hard to sub AD out. When he's on, he's on. And it's a tough loss for the Lakers, but they're still in the play-in. And
of course,
I think it was a bigger win for the Knicks than it was a loss for the Lakers. I think the Knicks really needed this one. It's a tough road trip out west.
I think the Lakers needed more. Lakers could get every win they need. You look tan, by the way.
I'm super tan right now. Well, I get what you're saying. I think it's all momentum here. And with Brooklyn rising, the best defense in the last 5 or 6, might be 6 games now.
You had 6 games, I believe. Absurd.
I don't know. I just want LeBron James back. You're right, actually. The Lakers are now out of the playoffs thanks to the Thunder and Jazz win. But
I told you, I was like, this was more important for the fucking Lakers than the Knicks. The Knicks are in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, they are in the playoffs. I don't want to play Philly. I don't know about you. I'd rather play Cleveland. Both teams are good. I think no matter how man, it's so tough because you're like still 2 games back from the 6 seed. The Lakers are the 11th seed, and they're 2 games back from getting a 7-game series 100%. No playing. I still feel good, man. Minnesota doesn't look good. Dallas does not look good in any facet. And I'm not worried about Utah or Oklahoma City if I'm the Lakers. So, but you're right. All these games for more so the Lakers, all these games really, I mean, you want to win them, man. So, good point, yeah.
And, yeah, no, I just, look, this is a Lakers squad. We need every dub we can get. And this game was winnable. That's where it's upsetting to me. I was watching this. My girlfriend's in the Gulf Shores for spring break, so I'm home alone. And in a weird way, it's nice because I'm watching a lot more basketball. Plus, I went to the rec yesterday, put an hour in. Oof. Dude, I hit at one point, month off, broke my wrist a month ago. Came back first day playing basketball, hit 4 threes in a row at one point. I was feeling myself.
Lakers could use you, man.
Nah, they couldn't. They couldn't.
No, they don't want you.
Nah, dude. But I mean, first off, one thing I did notice is how do I put this? There was a shot. Rui Hachimura, I think it was, who took the shot. All right. I want to say it was Rui. There was like 16 seconds left in the shot clock, and this was right after Davis and Russell subbed off. I mean, Rui hit a couple shots later in the game that were good, but there's sometimes, unless you're like the Golden State Warriors or one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league, I don't think you should be taking a 3-point shot above 14 seconds in the shot clock. Which, like, I swear I saw Rui, and I'm forgetting who else I saw do it during the game. It might have been Schroeder. And I was like, I was like, this is a lot. It's just like that's just not good basketball, you know, especially the last 6 minutes where every possession counts.
Yeah.
You know who kept what go?
Who kept what? Also, were you about to talk for AR-15?
No, you know who kept getting wide open, but just like was not able to hit his shots?
I'm gonna guess Malik Beasley or Troy Brown Jr. because
Troy Brown Jr.
Yeah,
Troy Brown Jr.
couldn't-
Dude, Troy Brown Jr. maybe caught 4 passes on the wing, wide open, like set his feet, shoot, nobody within like 10 feet, bricked at like 3-4 times. I was just like,
Yeah, man. I mean, even if it's a 1-point lead, you can't go into the fourth quarter and lose that game at home, no matter who you're playing. And Troy Brown Jr. couldn't hit anything, dude.
he was wide open though too, and he's a good defensive player. Like he kept taking the right shots. That's the
He's a
worst
good 3-point
part.
shooter. He can. I'll let him take threes.
Yeah.
It's just it came at an unfortunate moment. I look at this Lakers starting lineup and I think to myself, Troy Brown Jr.
7 threes last night he missed.
Yeah, Malik Beasley 2 of 8. I know he's a streaky good shooter, but I haven't been thrilled with Malik Beasley's impact on the Lakers since his acquisition. And I love Jared Vanderbilt, but I need more than 2 points. I need it on a night like last night where it's basically D'Lo and AD on your starters. I mean, your bench, you had, Schroeder, Rui, Austin, they all put up, I think actually they all put up double digits. Did they?
Yeah,
They all put up double digits. So, like, I just need more than 3 points from Troy Brown. I need more than 2 points for Jared Vanderbilt when your team is struggling to score outside of your 2 starters.
No, I agree. And my friend just sent me a picture of me wearing a cowboy hat. But I agree. And Dennis Schroeder, I personally think since LeBron's gotten hurt, Schroeder's done a good job. He's really played that microwave bench role well. Like Schroeder comes in and Schroeder has one mission when he comes into the game, and that is to score points. There was one move that Schroeder got himself to the free throw line. He ended up missing one of the free throws, but he got the ball and he pivoted his feet forward and then did this. All he did was take the ball from his right hand and go like that and just moved it. And I believe it was Manuel Quickly who fouled them. And all he did was just literally pivot his foot forward and go from the ball from the right to the left real quick, and Quickly threw up his hand, and then Schroeder just ran into his hand and drew a shooting foul. And I was just like, oh, that is such a vet move.
He's super solid. I mean, he'll have some off nights shooting, but he's averaging like 7 assists in the month of March. He's perfect off of the bench with a healthy D'Lo. Like, he's just quite literally so perfect. I wonder.
I'm surprised Schroeder hasn't won a 6th Man of the Year yet in his career.
What was the year where he should have, or almost? Was that Trez who won it?
Was it that year? Let me see.
I'm sure might have a 6 man. I thought he had a 6, or did he start too much in Oklahoma?
It was the Oklahoma year. Yeah, it's right. Oklahoma. I think it was Trez that year, 2019 to 20.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was the year he averaged 19 off the bench in 65 games.
He's a bucket. He's a playmaker for his teammates. He's a good player. I'm curious. I'm getting to the point, actually. I mean, we have, 14-ish games left? I'm not sure how many the Lakers have specifically, but we're around 13, 14, I would imagine, for the league. I think it's time for LeBron to come back.
Call him up.
Actually, you know what? They just came off a 3-game winning streak. If the Lakers were to lose their next 2 games, LeBron has to come back.
100. He has to come back.
You hope it's not too late by then, because we say it all the time, man. Oklahoma, they're not going to go anywhere. Utah, they're not going to go anywhere. These teams will, at worst, be New Orleans. They're not like, these teams aren't going anywhere. They're not going to just. Utah and Oklahoma aren't going to just decide, now we're going to fall off and we're going to lose 10 straight games. Unless something happens, Shea keeps missing, or Laurie miss, whatever it is. But both those 2 teams are young, they're hungry, and every game counts right now for all of these teams. So I'm curious to see I'm curious if Darvin Ham's going to tweak lineups. I like Troy Brown out there for the most part.
No, I don't have a problem with Troy Brown Jr. I love Troy Brown Jr. I was just saying that he missed 7 3-pointers last night.
You
That's
can't
all
do
I
that.
want.
You
Yeah,
can't
you
do that.
can't do that. But the thing is the silver lining is that he was willing to take 7 3-pointers, and I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. Okay, that the guy kept missing, but it didn't hamper his ability or his confidence to keep shooting. Which
It's
I
a
think
great
that
take. Yeah.
yeah, that's all you can ask for is that hey, Troy Brown, do that next game in the following game. You're gonna hit half of those, or some of those in the
Yeah.
next coming games. Just keep that confidence up. We need that floor spacing.
You know what he's averaging in the month of March from downtown?
Probably 40%.
42.5.
Yeah, so keep going. It was just an off night. Some people have good days, some people have bad days. All right, let's pivot over to the Knicks side. We talked a lot about the Lakers, but I think it's only right if we go and hit the Knicks side. Tan boy Jackson, it's like unreal how tan you are. I also feel like I've shown you the pictures of me when I'm tan. I'm about to in a month in Miami. This is what I'm gonna look like. I'm holding up a picture. You're gonna die. All right, you're gonna laugh so hard. God, yes, this is a good picture. Have you seen Grandma's Boy? You probably haven't, so
I
you're
don't
gonna.
think so.
In Grandma's Boy, his marijuana dealer's like super tan and owns illegal species. This is how I'm gonna look.
God.
After a month, I'm gonna look this tan. It's like in my.
That's Florida living, man.
Well, I tan I'm the type of person you put me if it's a really high UV day, within 4 hours I come in and I'm brown. I mean, I've shown you the videos and pictures of me of being fucking dark. I just haven't been. I'm in Kansas. I'm not in the sun ever.
Yeah, it's just, the sun's here is no joke. I went out on Wednesday to just read by the pool for an hour, and I was burnt till probably yesterday, honestly, on my chest.
Really?
Doesn't get that type of sun usually. I should have I got to start putting on sunscreen. An all NBA defender. This is ludicrous.
Okay, so Deuce McBride hit a 3-point shot last night, Swaggy. Corner 3. I've been a big Deuce McBride. I used to go party at West Virginia a lot. So I used to watch a lot of WVU basketball games. So I've always had my eye on West Virginia basketball players and love Deuce McBride. Screams Tom Thibodeau. But what? Oh, I put the fucking wrong picture up. And oh, I'm so mad. Knicks. Let's find the right picture. But what was your takeaway from this game from the Knicks perspective?
They really needed it. They just really needed it. And it's good that they got it. Oh, it's not easy going. I mean, you're not sleeping at home. You're not in your own bed. You're playing difficult teams, Sacramento, Los Angeles, Clippers, Lakers last night. It's a tough arena to play in as an opposing team. They're going to berate you, but New York they've got some great fans over in New York, so it's kind of similar to playing in the Garden. It's just when you're on the road, man, late in the season, sometimes you get a little bit tired, maybe. It's 3-hour difference. I would consider that jet lag. Took me a while to acclimate to Eastern from Central, so I don't know, man. I think they really needed it. It's not even like we were talking about. It's not even really necessarily for seeding. They'll be fine as they'll be happy with 5 or 6, and they'll be a 5 or a 6 team. And you'll play Philly or you'll play Cleveland, and they know this. But just gotta keep gunning at it. It's not always gonna be pretty. And they almost folded this game. Some clutch free throws late, some clutch moments late, and I don't know. You got to just keep rising on it. Whenever you're without your I would imagine everyone's saying Jalen Brunson's the best player on this team now, as good as of a season Randall's having. When you're missing your top guy, it's a big deal. Knicks only have 2 games this week, so that's also cool. Good for them. get some much needed rest.
So right now Macaulay Culkin's trending on Twitter, and I try to figure out why. But what I want to talk about, Swaggy said it best. RJ Barrett's also been playing better. I think RJ Barrett's been an unsung hero. I mean, Josh Hart, I think, is the guy who has changed the whole Knicks season. Josh Hart, you're like, why? Hey, Josh Hart, the defense that this man brings. All right, B. Josh Hart's a leader, and C. Josh Hart passes. People don't realize Josh Hart always had the ability to be a secondary ball handler. But since he's came to New York, the secondary ball handling has been put on exposition. All right. He's been coming out here as a New York Knicks. All right. And I know since his time with the Pelicans in 2021, he has been this guy who's been a secondary ball handler. The last 2 seasons, he's been averaging 4 assists a night. But I really feel like with the Knicks, where he's averaging through 13 games now, almost 11 points on 61% from the field, 58.6 from 3, 7 rebounds, 3.5 assists, steal a night, half a block. What he is he's actually a play initiator. He went from being this play connector to a play initiator where he's bringing the ball up the court. And this is a team that Deuce McBride is arguably their pure backup point guard, because I like to say my in-state neighbor Emmanuel Quickley is more of a combo guard than pure point guard. And behind Jalen Brunson, they don't really have a pure point guard besides Deuce McBride, and he's more of a defense specialist. So Josh Hart has really became this team's like secondary ball handler, like when Brunson's not there. What do you think? Also, Isaiah Hartenstein closing games over Mitchell Robinson.
It was a huge move, dude. We talked about it all offseason. It was just it's a slept-on type of move, and now we've been seeing the impact.
Dude, I didn't see Swaggy comment this right as I said that. That is so funny that he literally commented as I had said that.
You have the best of both worlds. And now you're right. With Josh Hart, he's kind of like a nice Energizer bunny. It's all that stuff sticks with players. So good on the Knicks, man. I don't think they're going to win the NBA Finals, and that's perfectly fine. And it's not even really
one
time
player
to have
away.
That.
I think nothing against RJ Barrett, but if you could trade RJ Barrett because he just has the most tradable contract that matches up with superstars. For example, I'm trying to think of a guy who could be available this offseason.
Calvert.
But I know you're going to say that. And let's just say in a vacuum, I doubt that would ever happen. Personally, doubt this would ever happen. RJ Barrett and 3 first-round picks from Mikal Bridges. I think that's now a championship team.
I don't get why Mikal Bridges is a 3 first-round pick player, but I like I think Mikal Bridges on this team would be.
This team would be a championship contender. I would be screaming that this team would be a contender if they had at least a Mikal Bridges caliber player instead of RJ Barrett. If you replaced RJ Barrett with Mikal Bridges, this team is now a contender because you have a 1, 2, 3, and Brunson, Randall, and Bridges.
Yeah, especially on the defensive side, I think Mikal would do them wonders as opposed to RJ. No disrespect to RJ, had a great game last night. I think he's 4-23 in his last 4 games from downtown, but he's still scoring. He had 1 3 last night. He still dropped 30.
They got the depth at the center position. You got Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein, and then you even got Jericho Sims if you need to break the glass. Obi Toppin's been putting in some good minutes. Obi Toppin's really, someone's going to give him some money when, not a huge contract, but I see him getting a full mid-level exception or something whenever he hits free agency. You don't think so? I think Jalen Brunson this season, if he isn't a top 5 point guard, he's top 10 at least. He's one of the best point guards in the league. I think Jalen Brunson's taken his game to that next level. I wasn't even a Brunson fan to begin with this season, but I'm willing to admit that this guy has done a phenomenal job at taking his game to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen Brunson's the best player on the team. I don't think if that's an issue, then you need somebody better than Randall.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think Jalen Brunson is a championship caliber point guard. I just think you go to what Jackson said about Mikal Bridges, bringing in a guy like Mikal Bridges will help with the defense and make up for, Brunson's inefficiencies. And whoever wants to talk crap about Randall and his defense, I think last night and is an example that when Randall tries, he's actually a plus defender. So I really think the big thing is Jalen Brunson, even if he tries because of his physical profile, he's not going to be a good defender. So having a guy like a Mikal Bridges instead of an RJ Barrett helps, hide and mask those defensive deficiencies.
The two players who takes this team, the two easily, maybe not easily, the two somewhat realistic, acquirable acquisitions are going to be Mikal Bridges this offseason and also a Mr. Tyus Jones. So
those are Tyus Jones. This is a very pro Tyus Jones show. They're basically every point guard opening that we're like, hey, this team needs a better backup point guard. This team needs a better starting point guard. We're always like, they need to find someone like Tyus Jones or they need to trade for Tyus Jones. Okay. And Tyus Jones is the answer for a lot of teams. And these are two guys that are they gettable? Probably. Are they going to be traded? No, because their teams, the Grizzlies, really like Tyus Jones, and the Brooklyn Nets really like Mikal Bridges. But if we, in the terms of speculation, and we're doing a show, we do have to, acknowledge that those would be two guys that if we were the Knicks, we would be calling up all offseason for.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I would imagine Tyus will be a lot more attainable, just because he'll be on an expiring contract. And even though Memphis ideally doesn't want to give him up, if they could somehow find a replacement.
I think it depends on how they feel with Kennedy Chandler, the rookie, and B, because Tyus Jones is – so I think it's more than likely Tyus Jones could get traded because he goes into his final year of his contract. So there's that. But what could keep them from trading him is – John Morant in the playoffs. How does that look?
Playoffs?
Well, if Tyus Jones has to play in the playoffs,
he'll feast. Oh, because Ja's not there?
Yeah, I wasn't trying to say that.
Ja will be
there, but what if he gets hurt or if something unforeseen, having Tyus Jones a really good insurance policy, it looks like now.
I really need Ja back, actually, because my buddy's got Tyus Jones.
But Tyus Jones would be insane on the Knicks.
Yeah.
Now, we kind of talked about this team and their defense. Oh, my God. The way that they suffocated Nikola Jokic and made his life miserable. I watched this game live yesterday, and I was just impressed. They were literally at points – I don't know how Jacques Vaughn designed this, but they were playing like a zone defense where four guys would be guarding Jokic, but at the same time still guarding the rest of the team. It was fantastic. The Brooklyn Nets are playing some of the most, most ingenuity defense with the most ingenuity in it.
I believe it now is 6 games where they have the best combined defense in the NBA. I think that's the blueprint to beating Denver is make everybody else beat you. Jamal have his moments, Michael have his moments, Gordon solid, KCP. They all play really well
Christian
together.
Brown.
If I'm in a 7-game series, I have to neutralize Jokic on offense as much as I can and then just go at him. I think the Nets have a lot of high IQ basketball players who are beginning to mesh well with each other. If Dinwiddie's not playing good basketball, he's going to look to distribute. Your career high in assists last night. Nicholas Claxton. It's like if Claxton – high IQ, I mean like Claxton started – it might have even been 7-7. He started off red hot. He wasn't missing. Dinwiddie's feeding. Feed the hot hand. I'm not the hot hand tonight. It's Claxton. So let's feed Claxton. And Mikal Bridges has done a great job to begin to ascend. I think most people would imagine right now that it's a safe bet to say Mikal Bridges is no doubt about it a complimentary number 2 on a championship caliber team like a Chris Middleton, a closer, a guy who can defend.
Yeah, he has become a Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges has become a Chris Middleton guy. I think we used to view him as a
borderline 4. I thought or borderline 3, more of a 4.
Yeah, third or fourth option. Now I think Mikal Bridges is a guy that, let's say, if the Bucks were like, oh, we don't want to pay Chris Middleton this offseason $45 million. Here, Brooklyn, here's every single pick we have, and Marjon Beauchamp.
Oh, that's scary. That's a scary thought. Mikal Bridges on the Bucks. Oh my goodness.
I'm not saying that they're trading, but I could see a bunch of contending teams where they're like, we need a number 2. I think in Mikal Bridges at this point, the way that he's playing, the guy should be considered an all-NBA player.
Well, like maybe for like right now, but not for the season.
I mean, I'm about to pull up his combined averages for the season.
Probably 16, 6 and 3.
Well, he's averaging 25 for the Nets. He was averaging 17 this season for the Suns. Combined so far, dude, that was good math. 18.8. He's shooting 47% from the field, 40% from 3, 4.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, a steal a night, a block a night, 1.5 turnovers. It's not that bad.
It's not bad at all. It's just not all NBA quite yet. If you had the whole season on the Brooklyn Nets, we got a different conversation.
Well, 10 more games, that'll be 23 games with the Net.
Jalen Brunson, for example.
I mean, Mikal Bridges will be first team defense, defense this season. I'm just saying I think Mikal Bridges has put himself as a top 5 two-way wing. He's arguably the best, if not one of the best defensive wings in the league. This is a guy who has been Defensive Player of the Year candidate before for points, one of the best perimeter defending wings. And now he's showing he's one of the best scoring wings. So at this point, Mikal Bridges has put himself in that top 5, in my opinion, two-way wings in the league that you think, where you have like OG Anunoby, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Mikal Bridges. I guess Paul George not anymore. Would you not think Paul? I guess Paul George, he doesn't play defense like he used to be, but what Paul George used to be, I guess. You get what I'm saying with that. But those 6'7", 6'8" guys who can play both sides of the ball. And Dorian Finney-Smith was feeling himself also last night. I do want to say that.
What's that? 2 straight big time threes now.
It was big time threes. Dorian Finney-Smith ended with 14, Claxton 20. Spencer Dinwiddie also had a great game. He's been getting getting better and better. He had 16 assists. God damn, he was setting up everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, my boy, who's been great since the trade? Who's really came alive?
Joe Harris.
I mean, Joe Harris and Seth Curry found their 3-point shot, but my boy Royce O'Neal.
Royce has been nice for him.
Royce has really came in and has bought in even more, and he's been playing fantastic in my opinion. And definitely somebody that has been making a huge impact for this team. But, do you think this Brooklyn Nets squad could upset a team in the postseason?
Not a chance. There's not a single chance. But they'll give – it's looking like Cleveland a run for their money. They'll make it interesting. They'll keep it interesting. I don't know if they'll make it interesting. They'd be able to snag 2. Cleveland's a good defensive team, though. They'd be able to. I would imagine if we get into the playoffs, I will just game plan literally around Mikal Bridges and let everyone else do whatever they please, really. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's definitely, when you try. I think right now, that's a good way to put it, because the cupboard in terms of offense is a bit bare. I think it might be easy for teams to game plan, but I also see this being the type of team that first round matchup, if they play a team right now, let's look at the standing for the Nets. If the
They got
Nets,
swept by the Celtics with KD, so I'm
that
not
is true.
sold on an
Yeah,
upset.
that was Steve Nash as the head coach, though.
Yeah,
So give
KD
up.
is a top 5 player though.
All right, if they're the 5th seed, they would play the Cavaliers right now.
Yeah, Cavs in 6, which is perfectly fine. It's a good way to end the season for Brooklyn, no doubt.
Yeah. Which team, if they Cavs or Sixers, it looks like would be the 2 teams that they would play.
Yeah.
Which team would be the more likely team to get upset by the Nets? Cavs or Sixers? I say the Cavs. Actually, I say the Sixers.
Yeah, I'd throw the money on the Cavs, but the Sixers,
I
I don't
just
think are
see.
far off.
I think Doc Rivers would just like be incompetent and just
I
like.
think the Sixers have a higher chance of screwing it up.
Okay, yeah. On paper, it should be the Cavs, but in my mind, the Sixers for some reason would be the team to lose to the Nets because the Nets would just go like super space ball where they'd be like, "Oh, Nick Claxton's just not going to play. We're just going to run like Mikal Bridges, Dorian Finney-Smith, Royce O'Neal, Joe Harris, and Seth Curry," and they're just going to literally be like, "Oh, by the way, we're just going to shoot like 83s a game," and then like basically tell Joel Embiid to come out to the perimeter.
He's not going to get. They wouldn't get as many foul calls. Claxton doesn't have to deal with foul trouble.
Yeah.
These are.
and then they'd have James Harden like double team. They just tell Joel beat us. We'll take everyone away. Tell Joel to beat you.
Yeah. It's honestly not bad.
It's like honestly not a bad plan. And they have so many shooters that they'll be like, yeah, we'll just shoot 63s a night. Like if we get 20 of those that's 60 points right there. You know? So, but we're talking about, I think it's a good thing that we kind of talked about the Cavaliers right there, which I think the Cavs are themselves a team that has been interesting to watch. What are your thoughts on the Cleveland Cavaliers? The Cavaliers are a team that I think a lot of people will say are good, but might be a little young. Like everyone's like, this is a really good team, but no one's choosing them as their championship contention team. I see this team being, a year away from contending, maybe a wing away from contending. What are your thoughts on the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Man, I don't know if it was the acquisition of Donovan Mitchell. That's a thing though, is they're still super young. I think the reason they're getting overlooked is because of, the turnaround they had from 2 years ago to last year to this year is unbelievable. It's going to come down to Mitchell. And to be honest with you, I don't think Mitchell is going to struggle. I wouldn't be surprised if Donovan Mitchell, if they play Brooklyn or New York, averages 40 points in the series. So to me, Cleveland 100% is getting out of the first round. Now, once we get into the second round, I think it's going to be based on the team they play and how that team looks. If it's going to be Boston or Milwaukee, that's going to be a tough win to overcome. I would imagine I would take Bucks in 6 right now.
Bucks in 6.
Second round.
So the Cavs. This team easily could make it to the Eastern Conference Final.
Yeah, wouldn't be shocked. No doubt. They're right on schedule.
They're the biggest team. They're huge in the sense that they can out-rebound any team. I just think this is a team that's either going to be second round or conference finals. Depends on, I think Evan Mobley, people are acting like he hasn't been great. Evan Mobley's been freaking fantastic. Jared Allen, hopefully the eye problem isn't too bad. I think.
Yeah.
They're calling it an eye contusion. I mean, I saw that happen live. I literally pointed at my girlfriend. I was like, "Oh my god, that looks so painful." And she was like, "What?" I was like, "Look at that." I was like, "Man got stabbed." They started Lamar Stevens and Isaac Okoro, who Isaac Okoro's been playing, but also shout out Ricky Rubio. Ricky Rubio's stats have been terrible, but I mean, as of late, shooting stats, his other stats have been fine. Ricky Rubio has been doing what they wanted him to, but they still got Robin Lopez. I mean, Karis LeVert had a decent night. I just think when I look at this team, the problem is Isaac Okoro, Karis LeVert, and the bench. Like this team needs to beat you with Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen, and then the rest of the team is like some nights they show up and they look like that contending squad, and then some nights you're like, oh no, that they need. I just think they don't have enough consistent players off the bench and at the wing.
Yeah.
Like their bigs, the Robin Lopez, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, that's fine. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Ricky Rubio, that's fine. All those guys, those 6 guys I just mentioned, championship players. But the Karis LeVert, Isaac Okoro, Jetty Osman, as much as I like those guys, I think those guys would be great if those were your 2, 3, and 4. All right. But you need a Josh Hart. All right.
Josh Hart would be sweet.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Josh Hart. Even a Jay Crowder, I'd take.
Yeah.
I would take him.
If any of those guys were their number 1 starting wing, and then you had Karis LeVert, then Isaac Okoro, then Jetty Osman, I would feel way more confident.
Yeah, that's something they'll figure out in the offseason. I think JB is a good. I think he'll figure it out. But yeah, you do wonder about that. I mean, if Mitchell
nothing
Evans
against
is 40,
nothing against Karis LeVert or Isaac Okoro. It's just polar opposite. Karis microwave, Okoro defense. Sometimes can score.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah,
and because sometimes Isaac Okoro is just starting to look kind of like Josh Okogie 2.0.
Josh Okogie's resurging right now, though.
He kind of fallen back to earth lately, but yeah, he was surging at one point for the Suns, averaging 16 a night in February. But yeah, I think this is a good squad that the Cavs have right here, but it's missing a piece before I can go like, oh, this team's going to contend.
Yeah. Agreed.
But again, this is also a team that I could see going to the Western Conference. I mean, not Western. I keep saying that. Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. No doubt.
But let's move over to a squad that has been playing so well, but the rumors about one guy going back to Houston have kept them from being in the headlines. Oh my God, this Philadelphia 76ers squad is playing a good basketball. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me that this 76ers squad is nothing to sneeze at? Old man PJ Tucker still doing old man PJ Tucker things, but James Harden has reinvented himself and nobody's talking about it. And Joel Embiid doesn't care for the MVP. He just wants a championship.
Yeah, Joel's MVP. It's very clear, abundantly clear, actually. I would be, yeah, I think Philly's super legit. I think it's going to come down to Tobias Harris and Tyrese Maxey stepping up in the playoffs as far as how far can they go. But it's a good team, man. This is a very good team. Can't write them off. We definitely can't write them off.
I think the Sixers squad might be the best team in the East. I think now we've been saying Bucks Celtics, but it really could be Bucks Sixers.
100%.
I want a Joel Embiid versus Giannis Antetokounmpo matchup. I want James Harden versus Chris Middleton. Tyrese Maxey versus Javon Carter. Tobias Harris versus, I guess, maybe Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez. I don't even know how that would go down, but goddamn. I just
Philly Boston round 2 would be such a fun series.
it would be. Joel Embiid looks like a man on a mission. He's pissed off. Who wants to do it? Also, I forgot that PJ Tucker won a championship with the Milwaukee Bucks.
It's a huge reason why they did.
And well, for me, I thought the way that I also forgot that PJ Tucker started off in Phoenix. He started in Toronto, then went to Europe, and then came back and played for Phoenix. But PJ Tucker this season has been probably one of the most interesting players because he's averaging 3.5 points this season, 4 rebounds. I mean,
shit.
He's shooting all right. He's Mr. Stats. I think he'll have positive impacts even if he doesn't record stats. I mean, there's some nights where February 25th against the Celtics, for example, he had 16 rebounds.
I mean, there you go. His last 5, he's averaging 1.5, 3 boards. I think he's offensively. I think it's over.
I mean,
maybe some threes.
Yeah, catch and shoot threes.
And he loves that corner, but he's a big reason why Tobias and Tyrese got to be ready to play in the playoffs. And who knows? PJ Tucker could come out in the playoffs if he's still starting and average 10 points on 50% 3-point shooting and lock up the opposing team's best wing. It's not far-fetched in the slightest. Maybe he's just saving his scoring for the playoffs, but he does need to be better.
Iguodala.
Yeah, right. He needs to be better though.
No, complete. But yeah, I got this team as a team that people should not be surprised to see in the Western Conference Finals against the Bucks. I really just want to keep reiterating the fact that I do think the Milwaukee Bucks will be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. Chris Middleton saw season high in minutes last night.
He did. So let's talk about a cat that I like and that I made a video on yesterday, talking about Kessler Edwards. Did you see him play? Have you seen him?
I don't know what you're getting at here. Let's hear
You're not
it.
a fan. All right, Kessler Edwards. They brought him in, and then they waived KZ Okpala, and then brought Kessler Edwards in. This guy's 6'8", 6'9". He had 12 points on Friday or Saturday it was against the Phoenix Suns. 7 rebounds, 12 points, steal, and assist. This is a guy that I have always been a fan of. Last year, the Brooklyn Nets actually played him a bunch, but then they just at one point were like, actually, we're just going to stop playing you. But for me, I think he was a guy that coming into the NBA, I was a big fan of him coming out of Pepperdine. And due to the fact that he had at the 6'8" frame that he stands at, he can shoot over anyone. All right. His movement shooting is legit and somebody that people should really keep an eye out for, that maybe next year, if an injury happens, he could be a big impact player. I'm a big fan of Kessler Edwards, and it's because of the shooting and defensive combination that he brings that I really think he can make an impact. It's hard to find guys like Kessler Edwards who can shoot off movement like this guy can at 6'8". All right. He's able to run off screens and force defenders out onto him, and he's a pretty effective floor spacer. And then on top of that, this guy's a defensive unit in terms of his ability to be a weak side rim protector, as well as having these instinctual awareness and high basketball IQ of knowing where to be. And yeah, he needs to improve his ball handling and the concerns over the lack of counter that he presents offensively if a team's able to take away his shooting, as he lacks shot creation. But I think he's going to be a guy who's going to be in the NBA for a while as a useful floor spacer and solid team defender. So I just think Kessler Edwards could be a big impact player for the Sacramento Kings next year. 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan. Not a crazy athlete, but has enough pop off 2 feet to finish above the rim. Good lateral quickness for his size with strong fluidity. I just think that's somebody you like. He's pretty good around the basket, aggressive, takes the driving lanes that are available to him. And again, good defensive prospect. Good on-ball size for wings, slides the feet well, good mechanics for his size, knows how to use that length. That's, taking the shot away by contesting jumpers and uses his angles in a way that he pushes guys away from the rim despite not being particularly strong. And he's an available weak side shot blocker. And I just think he's a really sharp player who's going to consistently be in the right positions with skill sets that are going to continue to develop in the NBA well. Nothing else?
No, I don't.
You don't care about guess? Fuck you.
Not really. Sacramento's the second team in the Western Conference. I don't really like Kessler is cool, but I mean the playoffs are on my mind, not Kessler Edwards. So
no one likes you.
I'm just saying.
You're just a hater. What did Kessler do to you?
Kessler didn't do anything to me. I just think there's more important things to chat about.
All right. I'm trying to find a picture that I like for this next team. Let's go. Ousmane Dieng. This is so annoying. All right. Here's one that's Ousmane Dieng has been playing really well for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So has Josh Giddey. So have the rest of the boys. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think of this? J-Dub's back. What do you think of the Thunder and what they've been doing? And is this a playoff team or will they wrap up shop before it all ends? Let me hear your opinion on these Thunder.
I still think 100% they're a playoff team. Yeah, no doubt about it. J-Dub, second best rookie in the league. And I think playoff appearances still very important to them. And they just have a lot of nice young talent. So I'm excited. I think they'll hold on to it for sure. I actually think they'll beat out the Jazz, and they'll either beat out the Jazz or the Lakers. One of those teams won't make it. So yeah, I think they're not safe because they're still tied technically with the tiebreaker. But yeah, I think the Thunder will make the playoffs. I think actually they, depending on who they play, I want to say they'll get out of the play-in. I can't be 100% sure of it. I want to say it though, but I won't say it today. Oh, you're muted.
Have you followed Ousmane Dieng?
Since birth.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were that big of a fan.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
The Frenchman, all right? Ousmane Dieng played in France for 2 years, then went over to New Zealand as part of the G League Ignites with Hugo Benson, who I completely forgot. Hugo Benson, he's actually teammates with our boy Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, pretty funny. And he's actually his draft rights are owned by the Milwaukee Bucks. But yeah, Ousmane Dieng, 6'9", 6'8", 6'10", whatever you want to call him, with a 7-foot wingspan. This guy shows the balance and coordination that he has and how he really knows how to use his length. And he's a guy that it's all a 3-point shot. He's a 3-point shot away from being this guy that the Thunder are doing a good job. They're developing him, and it's all about if he shoots his potential so high because of the way that he processes the game and can read the floor. He's easily could become a dribble, pass, shoot threat who's a long, versatile, switchable defender. And we all know those type of players are worth their weight in gold in the modern NBA. Jang, who shoots consistently from three, is someone who, at the very least, could turn into a very valuable role player in similar vein to Nick Batum, which I don't think people understand how valuable that is. Like,
yeah, Batum's a beast.
Yeah, and like prime Nick Batum's giving you like 15 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, basically. Like it's pretty ridiculous. Like Nick Batum's career stats right here are 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, a block a night.
That works.
Yeah, and his
best definitely works.
Batum's best seasons, he averaged 15, 6, and 6, 1 and 1. And that's what I'm saying is like you look at Ousmane Dieng and you're like, you could be Nick Batum on steroids. And I think that he's a guy at the very least is a very high level role player. And Dieng is the type of guy that the Thunder need, off the bench to help build up that bench for this team to be considered, in a year or two, maybe to be a contender. These are the type of guys that you need.
Yeah, I like that. The Thunder in general have done a really good job at bouncing back. I believe it was 5 straight that they lost, and they've done a great job at climbing back up. I think a lot of people started to forget about them, or maybe not forget about them, but kind of write them off as far as, they'll probably be like an 11, 12 seed now when they lost 5 straight, and they've countered that beautifully. And yeah, Ousmane, it's honestly most of their players. And it'll be a little inconsistent at times where, depending on who's going to be playing and who's not going to be playing. Don't forget about Chet, man. The Thunder propaganda is for good reason. It's an exciting team.
So we have something that we need to talk about. One of my favorite sports drink has pulled. Powerade plans to pull their ad with Ja Morant. What do you see this? Do you see this? This is I didn't know where that comment was going, but this is great. I thought this guy was going to be super woke and talk about like how they're idiots, and then I didn't know. That's a like. But so Ja Morant's off the court troubles are having real world consequences, including potentially putting a dent in NBA superstars' wallet. Coca-Cola's Powerade, shout out better than Gatorade, pulled its ad featuring the 23-point guard after the Memphis Grizzlies suspended him because he flashed a gun on social media during a Wild Night ad, Shotgun Willie's, a Denver area strip club. Also, have you seen what Shotgun Willie's looks like?
No.
On the outside.
Was it a real report afterwards that the guy said, like, he said that like he spent $50K or whatever, but then was it true that he rebutted that and was like, yeah, he spent $50K, he didn't drink a single thing, and he was like the most respectable person ever? That was real?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really funny. First off, that I'm worried that's the sugar-free Powerade.
No, that's the regular. They just rebranded.
I don't like the rebrand though.
This is Shotgun Willie's. Okay,
I love it.
This is the Gold Club in Maryland, where there's Lambos and shit, and it's like a really nice like strip club in Maryland. And this is what I was expecting, like Ja Morant to be at. Okay, and let me find it. Gold Club.
Is this Maryland or is this Denver here?
The one I'm showing you is the one that Ja Morant was.
Oh, okay, in Denver?
Yeah. Okay. The one I'm about to show you is called the Gold Club in Maryland. And I've never been, but I've always wanted to go because supposedly it is like the nicest. Like they have valet when you pull up. Like this is the Gold Club. All right. This is just the outside of the Gold Club. You ready for the inside?
Yeah. That looks like the GTA strip club.
This is the inside.
Nice.
Isn't that the nicest strip club ever?
I'm not well versed in the topic, but yeah, that does look great.
It doesn't have like really nice. Yes, like you're gonna have some good looking women dancing in front of you.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
Isn't that a nice vibe? That's a nice vibe. smoke a couple cigars, have a nice scotch.
That seems like a good cigar and scotch spot.
Yeah, like you're gonna be in there with like decent women, and the other patrons aren't gonna be grimy guys. You're gonna be with like businessmen. Like you're not gonna be with like guys with no teeth and like holes in their pants. Like everyone's probably gonna be in a suit and wearing Rolexes. Like
the Lambos and the Porsches.
Everyone's probably gonna be married or engaged.
Yeah.
Like they're all like, I gotta go see the wife and kids after this. Cheeks in face.
I don't know what Jaws. I don't know why he went to. I've never been to Denver outside of the airport. So
Really?
I don't know what they have to work with.
You're missing out.
Well, based on where Jaws is going, it doesn't really sound like I'm missing out, honestly.
Okay, well, that's my girlfriend's from Colorado, and she laughed when she heard of Shotgun Willie's, and he's like, "Why the fuck did he go to Shotgun Willie's?"
Oh, really?
But yeah,
exactly. That's what That's what I'm thinking too. After seeing that spot,
she says there's so many other strip clubs that he could have gone to, and he chose Shotgun Willie's in Glendale, which is in like a nice area. Goes back to the thing is like he might not be hanging out with the best crowd.
He's not hanging out with the most ideal crowd, and that's like been the reoccurring theme I think ever since even the early days at college. But
really, I didn't know this was a thing in college.
Well, I'm not trying to insinuate that. I'm just saying, like from the videos that have surfaced of him and his college teammates, it's this isn't surprising. It's not surprising that he
what's going on in college.
Murray State.
What's the videos?
Who's like goddamn stud? No, it's just young men having a good time with their boys. So that's why I'm not surprised that he's doing the same thing in the league, because it's not like, he was just in college recently, and it's not like he's like 32 with a kid now. This is what young kids do, especially if you have money. But if you have money, it's going to be, dropping 50 at wife or at
This is the greatest picture ever with John Morant in the club.
Oh my God, that's so much money.
Do you see John?
Yeah, that is a great funny picture. He didn't drink though. He was respectful the whole time. He didn't even want to have a good time.
You haven't seen this picture?
No, yeah, I've seen that picture. I agree with Internet T. Amazing performance. This, I don't give a rat's ass about Powerade pulling their ad with John Morant. John Morant doesn't give a rat's ass about this. Like, who really cares? It's woke media. It's like now I want Ja to.
My girlfriend just texted me. Morning and damn, all over a gun. Like what?
What happened?
Oh, I sent her a picture of this tweet.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree with her. Like, this is Ja. Who cares? Like, Ja.
Well, my girlfriend also
care about this or Powerade higher ups who are like, this is bad press, and they're stuck.
My girlfriend loves Powerade, so I keep
Powerade's a great drink.
I keep like 15 bottles of Powerade in my fridge because like whenever I'm hungover or dehydrated or come back from the gym, I crack Powerade. Yeah, like I drink. I think Powerade. I think in my opinion, Gatorade's too sweet. So I like Powerade. I think Powerade's. Okay, this is what I say. The blue original flavor of Powerade is better than every other flavor of Gatorade, but every other flavor of Gatorade is better than every other flavor of Powerade. Powerade only has one really good flavor. My girlfriend likes red, but like as well. But we both agree blue is the best flavor, and blue is better. Blue is better than any other Gatorade flavor, but every other Gatorade flavor is better than all the other Powerade flavors.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Blue Powerade is legit. I like the red one. I like the yellow one.
Yellow's okay.
You have to go blue. Red isn't bad.
Red's not bad. I just would choose blue over red.
OG at Loyola, we had Blue Powerade.
Oh, you guys were a Powerade school?
Yeah, dude. We had we had on the dispensers.
Yeah, we have Gatorade dispensers
running 24/7, baby. You know what good Gatorade is? Gatorade in the cans, like these cans, is so good. Gatorade in these.
I've never had that.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
Really?
I'm not a huge Gatorade or Powerade fan, but like I'd get a blue Powerade all the time in school. But Gatorade in a freaking can is unbelievable. I hope Ja's back soon. I think he will be back soon. Um, it's just there's so many reports coming out now. You don't even really know what to believe, and it's crazy because in 1 year from now, as long as he I don't even think he needs to get his act together. I think he just needs to be a little bit more aware
Can we
of
agree?
situations.
Can we agree? What the problem isn't? I think the bigger problem here is it's not the behavior. Obviously, the behavior is a problem, but I think it goes with the halfway crook thing that everyone's been doing. Is like everyone's like, "Why are you doing this, Joff? Like you aren't this." I think that's the problem. All right, like you ain't about that life. Like there's no need for you to be about that life, nor were you ever about that life to begin with growing up. Like, the whole
Yeah,
video we played of AJ Brown laughing that they're like, he wants to be Larry Hoover. And they're like, it's like they pulled up and they're like, John, you want to ride? He's like, yeah, let me ride. Like,
yeah. That's the whole thing is he doesn't need to be doing what he's doing. That's why I want him to be more aware of some of these decisions. And uh, that's like the thing is like there's all these reports, there's all these sources that are saying different things. Like somebody needs to sit down with John and be like, listen, dude, like I'm not saying don't booze, I'm not saying don't party, but like you got to be a little bit more smarter about it. It's a business. You're under contract from Memphis. You mean a lot to these kids. You don't want anything bad to happen. Like you're fine right now, you're chilling, but you don't want anything bad to happen. You don't want to be a bad role model. But then you'll see a report saying like, oh, his parents are, promoting this behavior. And then you'll see another report saying like, oh, it's his inner circle that's promoting this behavior. I mean, you just don't want it to turn into anything too far. But he's fine now. 1 year from now, as long as nothing else, as long as he's not flashing other guns on Instagram lives, like 1 year from now, no one will remember this. No one will really care about it. I mean,
yeah, if everything goes right.
yeah, I think he'll be back, and I think realistically, more next week is better. I'd love for him to be back this week, but he'll be back before the playoffs,
Yeah, no,
and it'll be like he never left. It'll literally be like he never left. That's how good
yeah.
it is.
So we have some interesting news regarding a guy by the name of Ben Simmons. I do need to use the bathroom real quick. So read this and let me tell the people your reaction.
All right. Jacques Vaughn, non-committal on Ben Simmons returning this season. Jacques Vaughn has repeatedly insisted the Nets haven't discussed shutting injured Ben Simmons down by Sunday if Simmons is coming back this season. Vaughn conspicuously non-committal. Yeah, I think first of all, I'll just be pretty simple. He's still managing his back and knee surgeries, Vaughn said cryptically. He's back home in Brooklyn. We'll get a chance to kind of see where he's at when we get home after this trip. I don't think Ben Simmons will come back this year. I don't think Ben Simmons needs to come back this year. The way Brooklyn is set up is not for quite yet long-term success. Ben Simmons is on a – that's the thing is like a team like Brooklyn is still holding on to him. I don't think he's quite at that point where he'd be out of the league. I don't think we're at that moment yet. I think a team would still take another shot on him if Brooklyn were to get rid of him. But if he goes to that other team and it doesn't work out or he gets injured, that's when I think we start having that conversation. I still view Ben Simmons as a good basketball player, and he's got to evolve his game. He's got to continue to evolve his game. We saw plenty of flashes in the regular season, and it's the back is what worries me. It's not even Ben Simmons' play or his game style. It's more of his back, because if you keep having these reoccurring long issues, that's not good, man. You got to stay healthy and you got to be healthy, but at the same time, people got to believe in you. We saw Ben Simmons have some good games. We saw him have some flashes. He's still a phenomenal passer. He can still rebound. He can still defend. We started to see him get his legs under him at more later parts when he was playing this season. I think Brooklyn is the perfect spot for him to get shut down for the remainder of the year. and go into next year just fully healthy and remind everybody who you are. He's dealt with injuries his whole career, that's what sucks, and that's what's worrisome.
I've been seeing a lot of people be like, he's going to be out the league, this and that. I just don't see that. I mean, unless he has like that big of a mental problem, I just don't see that happening. And they haven't said they're going to shut him down. I don't know. I mean, it'd be terrible if it comes out that he has like Brandon Roy, or if he has like a life altering, like what? I mean, it'd be terrible if we find out that like he has like life affecting ailments.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Is I don't think he's quite out of the league or anywhere near that, but it's more, how serious are these injuries? Like, are these, like what you're saying, are these career issues? I don't think the mental aspect is that. It's obviously unideal. I don't think
it's
health.
Yeah, I don't think he doesn't trust his body.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's been so injured for 3-4 years now that he doesn't know what it is to be 100% anymore. Like, and I think he's scared that like if he keeps trying to overexert himself or go at 100%, that he's going to keep getting hurt and like he's not going to be able to recover. And I think that's the bigger issue. And it goes to say, like, if this is a back thing, guys, Dwight Howard, Brook Lopez, we've talked about this all year. Look at Brook Lopez this season. Tiger Woods, yeah, great example. Okay, Tiger Woods, Brook Lopez, two guys that when they finally got proper back surgery, even Dwight Howard, that season where he played with the Wizards like 9 games only, then comes back, rejuvenates himself and plays for the Lakers after having back surgery that he said he had a 9-inch cyst on his back, had to be removed.
Goodness.
Yeah, Dwight Howard supposedly had a 9-inch cyst on his back.
Would that be visible, or is that?
Yeah, supposedly it was visible.
Dude.
Yeah. Brook Lopez says he feels like he's in his 20s again, that he finally had back surgery that worked. And I think the back is the bigger thing. I think the back is what's making the knees sore, because the knee have to make up for his back. And I think Ben Simmons just might need to see like someone to fix his back. I don't think people realize how bad back injuries are, because back injuries just affect the rest of the body.
Yeah, I wouldn't play him. I'd figure this out immediately. I'd shut him down.
Yeah, I don't think you're not losing anything. I mean, by shutting him down, if you want to keep him to see if you get plays, if he can play, then I understand that. But it definitely is a frustrating situation for the team. But let's move over and talk about a man who had one hell of a game. So much of a game that I'd have to say it was one impressive performance by a man named. Do you know what his name was?
I'm very curious who this
man
right.
is. He set a record for the most points by a first or second year player in the Bayou.
Trey Murphy? Man,
yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, that was a great game. That was awesome. Good for him.
Dude, the Pelicans PR doesn't have a check mark. Y'all can't get verified.
Stupid Elon.
Yeah, Elon, verified Pelicans PR, bro.
That was a much needed win for him too. No BI.
Yeah, but dude, Trey Murphy could not miss. Trey Murphy, man.
Legit. Yeah, what do you have, 9 threes?
Something like that.
9. No, he has been
the truth. He's been incredibly fun to watch. And I think he's the type of guy that with more and more time, I think he's a starter in this league.
Yeah. I agree.
His two-way ability. Also, he's like a 6'9" shooting guard.
The big boy.
And he's got some athleticism. Also, Herb Jones had a good game last night.
Herb Jones very critical for him.
I know the Pelicans season has been a disappointment, but Trey Murphy has been one of the bright spots for this team this season.
Yeah, man, they really needed that win because you can't get to that point where you're like Portland right now, where I mean Dame didn't play last night, which sucks for him against the Pelicans. But Portland's lost 3 straight games, and now you're back down to the 13th seed. And I mean, I get it, you're only 2 games out from 10, but there's a lot of competition here. So it was a big win for the Pelicans, even though they're the 12th seed. They're tied with Utah, OKC, and Los Angeles. It's crazy. This team was like they're like 23-12 with Zion, and half of those games were without Brandon Ingram. Like 20 of those were without Brandon Ingram. They're like 9-20 without Zion, and Brandon's missed like half of those games too. It's just a big health thing. So you need guys, Trey Murphy, you need Herb Jones, CJ keep doing his thing to give you a fighting shot because what is it? I saw Zion was reevaluated in a couple of weeks, but then a source close to the situation said he's going to be done for the year.
Really?
Regular season, rather. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of contradicting reports that are coming out at this time in the season, but BI's got to get back. And if BI's back, they'll at least have a fighting. I mean, they still have a fighting shot. I want to see him back in the play, but I don't want it to. I mean, even without BI and Zion, it'd still be fascinating.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely going to be fascinating to see. It's just a bit disappointing.
Oh yeah.
What do you know? Remember the source that said that Zion might be done for the season?
I don't think it was a verified source. It's just somebody close to the situation, I believe.
Oh, Twitter?
No, I saw this on, I think, The Athletic.
Oh, damn. Okay, that's it's disappointing to hear because but Zion is a guy that it's crazy how people are saying Zion and Ben, 2 guys who've missed a lot of times in 2 years, completely different situations. Zion, what they said in his 4 seasons in the league, he's only averaged 28.5 games per season.
Yeah. It's the worst thing in the world to hear.
I mean, at least he's played.
Yeah. It's just not like even that. I'm sure Pelican sucks for Pelicans fans, but like even just NBA fans don't want to hear that.
Nah.
You want to guess what Trey Murphy's shooting from the free throw line?
99?
91. 99, dude. That would probably be the best free throw shooting season of all time.
I think Jose Calderon has the best free throw shooting of all time.
Did he go 100?
I think he
minimum.
I think he was 1 away from being 100.
Oh my goodness, dude.
He had a season where I think he shot 150 free throws and made like 149.
Wow. Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah, he holds the NBA record 98.1% in 2008 to 2009.
That's nuts. Trey Murphy, though, most improved player of the year, 5.4 points to 13.3. Shoots 48% from the field, 40% from downtown, 91% from the free throw line. I'm very excited about Trey Murphy's future in this league. Last night was just a taste. He's given plenty of tastes all year, though, especially right before the break. He was feeling himself with no BI.
Yeah, no, it's definitely – hopefully they can turn around. Now let's do something real quick. Power rankings. Zach Harper. Let's just go through them.
Word.
So the rankings are put into 7 categories. You got eliminated teams that have already been eliminated from the postseason and have been stalking Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama, watch. They haven't been eliminated yet, but they only care about Wembanyama. Turning toward the tank, life is finding a way to correct what's been confusing. Looking to make the play-in, they've been rebuilding / retooling and think they can crack the top 10 in their respective conferences. Playing tournament team or better, they should be in the mix unless something disastrous happens. On the brink of contention, a piece away from us believing that they can win a title. Contenders, they're contending for a championship, barring a massive injury. So let's go through these.
Wait, let's play a quick game of where's Sacramento going to be ranked. I'm
Top
going to guess
10.
7.
Oh, okay, we're going to actually do numbers. 9.
That's so disrespectful. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's Zach Harper.
It's a fucker.
All right, we got the Milwaukee Bucks with their best lineup being Holiday Allen, Chris Middleton, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and LeBrook Lopez. 140 offensive rating, 121.7 defensive rating.
Those are absurd stats. They played
This was
56 minutes together, though.
10 games so far, this lineup.
Oh, jeez.
That's absurd. I think the Bucks are. I agree with number one. You?
Yeah.
You're
I don't think
not.
it's close.
Yeah, I don't even think it's close either. All right, so let's go on to the next one. Next one being Boston. I don't know if I would have Boston at 2, but these numbers: Smart, White, Brown, Tatum, Horford, 13 plus net rating, 120 offensive rating, 107 defensive rating. So they're actually a positive defensively. But it's crazy to think about that they're better without Robert Williams on the floor.
For the time being, I think Boston is definitely number 2. I think Philly should be 3 and Denver should be 4. If you scroll down and Denver's 3, I'm gonna be PO'd.
Let's see. Oh, it's Philadelphia at 3.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Their best lineup has been Tobias Harris, PJ Tucker, Joel Embiid, Anthony Milton, and James Harden with 112 defensive rating, 120 offensive rating, plus 7.6 on the net rating. They've played about 500 minutes together. Third best team. Okay, I mess with this.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The Denver Nuggets, 46 and 21.
Maybe beat the Spurs, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It's just me, though. I'm so not sold on Denver championship. Sound like a broken record, though.
Denver Nuggets. I just think the only thing holding this team from winning a championship is defense, which we saw last night. They literally would have to substitute Michael Porter Jr. off the floor and put in Ish Smith because Michael Porter Jr. wasn't playing defense in the closing minutes.
Yeah.
5.
Yes, 5. Let's go.
Their best lineup has been the De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, DeMontis Sabonis lineup that's played almost 800 minutes together, plus 3.1 net rating, 118.9 offensive rating, and 115.8 defensive rating. Not bad, right?
This team in the fourth quarter is so legit. They're a legitimate NBA final contender because of the way they play in the fourth quarter.
Well, Zach Harper has them on his brink of contention. His 4 contending teams are the Denver Nuggets, Philadelphia 76ers, the Boston Celtics, and the Milwaukee Bucks. Cleveland Cavaliers at 6. Their best lineup has been Okoro, Mitchell, Garland, Mobley, and Allen. Not the best defensive rating, which is confusing because they've been successful.
Yeah. I like him at 6, though.
Yeah. Supposedly, if you swap out Okoro for LeVert, defensive rating improves by 16.
Oh, my goodness.
But that lineup's only been together for 200 minutes. So, 7, the Phoenix Suns. Starting lineup, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Josh Okogie, Kevin Durant, and DeAndre Ayton. They've played only 49 minutes together. They get a 92.2 defensive rating, 129.4 offensive rating. That net rating is 37.2 plus.
That is absurd.
That is fucking crazy.
Phoenix is very good.
It all matters if Kevin Durant can stay healthy.
Yep.
That's a big if.
Yeah.
Memphis Grizzlies best lineup, 128 minutes. 13 net rating, 114.7, 101.1 defensive rating.
I like it. I'm for it.
All right. We're going to get to 10, and then we're just going to breeze through the rest of them because I don't give a fuck. Jalen Brunson, Quinn Grimes, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. I'm surprised that the Josh Hart lineup didn't make it on here.
Yeah, it's probably got to be a minutes thing.
Yeah, it's probably a minutes thing, but yeah, I could see in the playoffs, though, that their playoff lineup be Jalen Brunson, Quinn Grimes, Josh Hart, Julius Randle, and Isaiah Hartenstein. Just because Robinson and Barrett are more inconsistent than Hartenstein and Josh Hart.
That is crazy.
What do you mean?
You'd have to substitute I could see Hartenstein, but you'd have to substitute. I still think Mitch would start. I guess it would depend on the matchup. But
No, I was talking about closing lineups in the playoffs.
RJ's got to play, man.
Closing lineup? I'd rather have Josh Hart than RJ Barrett close the game.
I'd just switch Quentin Grimes with RJ Barrett. We got a real team here. Quentin can be streaky. I don't know how you have a 20-point per game scorer come off the bench. I just don't.
No,
It's
in
like
the
Quentin
closing
Grimes
lineups.
is a
In the
lockdown
closing
defender.
limes. Quentin Grimes is a better defender than Barrett.
You can't bench RJ Barrett. I know Thibs has done that.
He did it last night.
I know he's not afraid of it. I don't. And they almost lost. I don't.
Okay, Ted. Miami Heat. Their best lineup has been Gabe Vincent, Tyler Hero, Caleb Martin, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo.
Oh wow. Yeah, Lowry just got back, but
Lowry sucks, bro.
Miami's not the same. Yeah. Second round at best right now is how it looks. Jimmy, though, in the playoffs.
Jimmy.
Play-in tournament teams? My goodness.
Let's run through these. 11, Dallas. Kyrie, Luka, Tim Hardaway, Reggie Bullock, and Maxi Kleba. 16 minutes plus 29.6, 142, 113 offense defense rating. That's fucking insane.
So generous that I'm at 11.
12, Clippers, Westbrook, George, Leonard, Morris, Zubats.
Clip show, 3 straight.
It's Golden State at 13, Curry, Thompson, Wiggins, Green, Looney. It's pretty
Real
good.
quick word for Steve Kerr. This is why last night, or your last win is why you start Kevon Looney, not Jordan Poole, the guy who can't guard a cone. So, yeah.
Suppose Jordan Poole's not liked in Golden State.
Oh, it's not shocking.
14, Brooklyn.
Wow.
Dinwiddie, Bridges, Finney-Smith, Johnson, and Claxton. 140 minutes, 109 offensive rating, defensive rating of 103.
Pretty damn good.
Los Angeles Lakers so far, Russell, Beasley, Vanderbilt, LeBron, and Davis. 26.3 net rating, 128 offensive rating, 102 defensive rating. That squad is legit.
They're 15 on the power rankings, but 13th in the West.
Yeah. Atlanta Hawks, 16, Young, Murray, Hunter, Collins, and Capella. 118 offensive rating, 108 defensive rating. Both pluses. You don't care.
The Hawks are
17.
They're such a fascinating team. I don't.
The Timberwolves. Conley, Edwards, McDaniels, Anderson, and Gobert. 109 offensive rating, 108 defensive rating. Average. That's average.
They need
average. The Thunder. Lou Dort, Gilgeous Alexander, Josh Giddey, J-Dub, and Poku is their best lineup.
Poku.
Wait, no, this isn't their best lineup. This has been their worst lineup. This lineup has been atrocious. And maybe it seems rude or petty to highlight this when the Thunder team actually has stayed being competitive and trying to make the playoffs. There are plenty of positives, but they've wasted so much time on playing Poku, and their second most used lineup is embolic of this. They're awful when he's on the court and solid when he's off the court. That's a massive sweep.
Poku's just a high-liked player.
Yeah, is Poku giving up?
Well, he was injured.
Yeah, but have we given up on Poku in year 3?
I gave up on Poku in year 2.
Well, this year his numbers individually have improved. He's averaging 1.5 blocks, a little under a steal a game, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 37.6% from 3, 44% from the field.
How much is he scoring?
9 points.
Yeah, I'm done. In a respectful way.
He's at 210 pounds.
Good for him.
He came in at 180.
That's good. Poku's probably more of a player to me where once he leaves OKC,
he becomes
after a couple of years, unless OKC has him for 7 years, 6 years. Ooh, Raptors, man, they suck right now.
Mm-hmm.
I hate saying the tank. You know how much I hate. So yeah, just tank.
Yeah, I would tank. I've said it. They should
Yeah, you
tank.
did say it. It sucks.
I did say, I've been saying it. I was like, Toronto should just tank at
Saying it
this
for
point.
months now. Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah, they can still try her out. I was like, guys, I would just be like, let's just pull the plug and just like keep the guys, sit on, play the young guys. We got New Orleans at 20. It's just not pretty. 21, my Washington Wizards.
BS. Where's the Bulls? Where's the Pacers? There we are.
There's the Bulls, 22.
Look at that defensive rating. We've been such a good defensive team since the trade deadline. For real.
I'm glad. I'm happy. Portland, Thibault, Cam Reddish, Lillard, Grant, and Eubanks has been their last lineup.
Cam Reddish is a needle mover.
I'm telling you, he is.
I'm waiting to see it.
Utah Jazz. Taylor Horton Tucker.
24th. This team's in the playoffs.
Okay, Marty Mornway.
Did you see Taylor have like 37, 8, and 10? He's the truth, dude.
Oh wait, no, yeah, I did.
Gave up on Taylor.
I made a video on him. We'll talk about that in a second. But
Pacers.
I have the hiccups.
He's got to get healthy. He's got to get healthy, man. These are critical games. He's missing tonight. So is TJ.
26, Orlando.
The best, worst team in the league.
Victor Wembanyama watch. Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, keep getting those wins, baby. That's what I like
eliminated.
to see. Keep getting those wins, baby. Eliminated? The Spurs are eliminated? Mm-hmm. From
playoff.
This is okay. I thought they were saying the Spurs are eliminated from Vic. Like,
and the worst teams are the Rockets and the Pistons.
Man, the Rockets are getting so much slack for being so bad when the Pistons are dog shit right now. They are horrible. They're terrible.
I think the Pistons are farther ahead in their rebuild than the.
Okay, but that's fine. Cade's out. Jaden Ivey's, he'll have his nights, no doubt. James Wiseman. It's an intriguing team, so intriguing, but right now they are so bad. Bogdanovich is probably done for the year. Isaiah Livers. Watch his name in the last 13 games because he's here. I guarantee you Bogdan gets shut down this week. Guarantee you.
Oh, yeah. They kind of shut him down last week already. Yeah. Taylor Horton Tucker has become the starting point guard for the Utah Jazz due to injury. And Taylor Horton Tucker is showing people that, hey, motherfuckers, I've been needing the ball in my hand my whole career.
Fact.
And he's like, when the ball's in my hand, good things happen. Because right now, through 9 games as a starter this season, he's averaging 17 points, 48% from the field, 33% from 3, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, a block a night, a steal a night. For the month of March, he's averaging through 5 games, 19.6 points. All right, 6 assists, 4.5 rebounds, shooting 35% from 3 on 4 attempts a night, 53.5% from the field on 14.5 field goals attempts. It's been pretty.
A bad night for Taylor right now as the starters, like 10, 5, and 7 with a steal and a block. Now, he likes to turn the ball over, and I wouldn't be surprised if a 10, 5, and 7 night also had 6 turnovers, but the Lakers kind of had to give up on him, but I'm so glad he's in Utah. And I think Sexton will be back this week. I think we'll know today when he's coming back, but I will savor every second of Taylor Horton Tucker as a starter.
I mean, I understand that. I mean, it makes sense. Future Rocket.
I want him. I'll take him.
I think it's definitely, interesting to see the situation because I don't know, like this team, Taylor Horton Tucker, so he was a guy that looked like he was just overhyped. That makes sense.
Second-round pick. It's just because he was on the Lakers, man. It's
and then they overpaid him.
Was on his team. $10 million, $30 million, 3 years. I don't know. Maybe it's a little risque, but
What?
I'm a Taylor Horton supporter.
Taylor Horn supporter?
He was Taylor Horton fucker a lot in Los Angeles.
He was Taylor Horn fucker a lot.
It's
But
hard
like,
to play, man, with LeBron in the crib.
wow.
It is. Look at Malik Beasley right now. It's hard, dude.
Malik Beasley's been playing well.
Those lights shine bright.
Half of Malik's games, he's been fantastic. I don't know what you're saying.
Fantastic. No way.
No belief.
Let's get a fact check here on that one. Malik Beasley.
Fact check it. Fact check it. Fact check me, bro.
Fact checked. Oh, now I get why you think he's having such a good year. With the Lakers, 11.3 points per game. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's above his career average. How about 37 from the field and 32.6 from downtown and 66.7 from the free throw line? Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Doesn't work for me. So I guess we disagree.
If you want. If you
I
want
don't
to.
know how those are good statistics, but to each their own.
Acting like he's an absolute bum.
He's not. Same thing I said at the beginning of the show. He needs to be better. You can't shoot 32.6 from downtown, and you can't shoot 37% from the field when we need you, man. No LeBron, we need you.
I get it. I get it. But what I'm saying is that this is a team that, look, Jalen Horn Tucker, if we're going to go back to him, is a guy who has shown he can be, you know, the type of player who helps a team like the Jazz. I think he just needs more minutes. And now, like Malik Beasley, for example, it's his role. He's like supposed to shoot like 33s a night. All right. So,
yeah.
What?
Oh, you're right. But he's a career 38% three-point shooter, and that's about 6 ticks below. I just don't know when 37 from the field and 32.5 from downtown became a good statistical stat line for anything. I must have missed the memo. I didn't get the memo today.
You're just being a dick for no reason.
No, I'm telling you, Malik Beasley needs to play better because it's a genuine fact.
We're talking about Taylor Horn Tucker, though.
I know, but then you brought up Malik Beasley. 4 of 12 last night. Doesn't work for me. 1 of 6 the night before. Doesn't work for me. 2 of 10 the night before. Doesn't work for me. 4 of 15 a couple nights ago. Doesn't work for me. Shooting. Oh, okay. You know what? Here are Malik Beasley's stats in the month of March. 9.5 points per game. All right. 31.7 from the field. 26.8 from downtown. Do those stats work for you? There is a right answer here.
Yes.
You failed. You failed. You can go compile a team of 31% shooters and and give Steven Silas a run for his money for the worst coach in NBA history.
I'm gonna have those guys, and they're gonna be so fucking good. You're gonna be like, how'd you do it? I'm gonna be like, I'm Nick Nurse, bitch.
It's not like Malik Beasley's shot's broken. I'm just saying, like, for the guy who's made the 3 most three-pointers in the last 2 years, I'm going to need him to start going in.
Dude, I did not know that was actually a stat.
Yeah. So, he actually might even be second, but I think it's other.
I love how this was supposed to be a conversation about our boy.
You can only talk so much about Taylor Horton Tucker. I mean, like, he had a good game. He's been really good as a starter. I think he'll continue to finish the season well. But Colin Sexton probably moves him to the bench. So hopefully he still gets the minutes he needs.
I understand that. Man, I just want, like, at this point in the NBA season, we're starting to get those playoff games that feel really good. All right. And it's been fun, you know? It's been really fun. It's something to pay attention to. But definitely, I think as we look at the current situation, I also finally updated all the thumbnails. So, like, whenever we had a thumbnail missing for you, whenever you had to host that. Now they're all back to normal. Oh,
Yeah, I was thinking a 2-hour show would be money. I do not like not doing my show in my. It just feels different not being in my setup. No coffee.
Are you at your mom's or your dad's?
oh, I'm so close. Sorry, I talked right. That probably sounds.
I'm at my dad's right now.
No, sorry. I literally spoke into the microphone and I had the mic audio up. Sorry, no. So that probably sounded so loud and so painful. But no, but I mean, I think there wasn't really any headlines today, so we
Really wasn't. March Madness is
Luke will be on tomorrow through Friday because we're on spring
Nice.
break. And I wanted to do this with Luke and spend the second hour kind of doing March Madness preview.
Little college hoops.
Yeah, a little college hoops because Luke loves college hoops, and let Luke just kind of nerd out with for college hoops, and maybe like some prospects for us to look at, which games NBA fans should watch, and stuff like that. So I think that'll be better for tomorrow. Plus, second hour will go a lot quicker.
I love discussing which team Kansas will lose to in the tourney. Can't wait. Are you thinking it's their first round or their second round?
I think we'll make it to the Sweet 16 or Elite 8, but then
I'm
lose.
thinking first round upset, but it could be the second round. They could get out of the first round.
Could. All right. I don't know if there's anything else to talk here. I think 145 is a good time to wrap it up right here for today.
I'm going to say this real quick before Luke comes onto the show. Kansas probably wins it all. So, yeah.
I've said we could repeat if we face it, if we have an easy route like we did last year, and if we don't face any team with like dominant bigs. We just don't have big guys. But let's go play the game that we like to wrap up every episode with. And if you're a fan of the show, you know what this is, and that is...
I'm going to do a pre-guess. It's Fred VanVleet. I should do a pre-guess we should both do pre-guesses every episode, and one day we'll get it. Probably. Might be 10 years from now.
We got to do our brackets, too.
Ooh. I got Duke, baby.
All right. Hurdle. Is that Montrezl Harrell?
Is his hair that long? Oh, I was thinking it could have been IJ.
I know who it is.
Same. Oh, shit. Oh.
I'm like trying to think.
I don't really have anybody.
I'm literally trying to find my ESPN bracket, and we just don't.
I like genuinely don't know who this is at all.
You
don't
have
have an
know?
idea. I actually don't have an idea.
He's in the West. He's not in the Pacific. He's 6'8". All right. Who's got hair on their head? Plays in the Northwest or in the Southwest. 6'8".
Is this a Blazer?
No.
Not a Blazer.
That was a good guess, though, on my part.
Yeah, I can't remember what Watford's hair looks like.
His number's between 5 and 22. He's in the Southwest, which means he plays for, like, the Pelicans, Rockets. Tari Easton has short hair.
Yeah. He's not a Rocket. No Grizzly has that hair, right?
Yeah, no Grizzly has that hair. Jaw technically, but he's not 6'8".
Yeah. It's not. Jose Alvarado got really long hair and grew many inches.
He is on the Southwest. Spurs, Pelicans. Spurs, Pelicans, Mavs,
Grizzlies.
Rockets, Grizzlies. So
Oh, Mavs,
Rockets,
dude. That's a Mav. That's got to be a Mav.
who though? I know we were
Ooh,
not a
that's
Mav.
not a Mav. It's got to be a Grizzly. No, it's got to be a Pelican. Ooh, I like it. Oh,
A
it's
Rocket.
a Grizzly or a Rocket? There's no way that's a Rocket player. I will be
Who's a 6'8" wing?
KJ Martin. No, that was a
Pelican.
horrible guess, dude.
It's a Pelican.
That was all such a bad guess.
It's a Pelican.
Why'd you be like Trey Murphy?
I
This is
just
the
don't
last
even-
guess here.
I'm just trying to think. It's not Herb Jones. It's not Josh Richardson.
No.
It's not Josh
Does
Richardson.
Willie have that long?
Willie Hernan Gomez is a white dude.
I know, but who is it? Doesn't he have flowy hair?
Is it like Deron Sebron?
Who the hell is that?
They're like two-way player.
Does this do two-way players?
I think it does.
Well, I don't know who that is.
I think it's the only option. If
Oh, well, that's so shitty.
what?
How do we not remember the Grizzlies? We constantly said it. How do we forget about the Grizzlies until the last two guesses? Because this one's obvious.
I'm so mad. We've never gotten one wrong.
Who the fuck did you just guess?
Deron Sebron, bro.
I'm gonna look this guy up right now.
I just searched him up for you. Because like when I got that wrong, I couldn't believe that I just got that wrong.
Oh damn, that does look like.
Doesn't it look like it? I'm not wrong for thinking it was Deron Sebron. Like that wasn't a
Yeah.
bad guess, right?
Yeah.
Like he had
Well,
the hair.
You took some really bad guesses in that one. Josh Christopher.
Like, dude, look at his picture and his hair right here.
I know, but
That's
can't be in
Deron
that
Sebron.
situation. Guess Josh Christopher, a 6'4" guard, who's
I
older
did.
than 23.
I was just trying to fucking get. Well, that was.
It's embarrassing.
Hey, can we just
call it the
agree?
NBA show?
9 months. 9 months it took us to finally get one wrong. 9 fucking months.
It's bullshit.
Well, you got anything to say to the people before we go? This was Cyro's fault.
Yeah.
This loss was on Cyro.
Yes. Concurred. I'm just excited to relax on my spring break.
Oh, let me. So, maps before we go. Up on some maps, and let me show you areas I'm looking.
It's a good map.
All right. So, school for me is like right about where the fuck? Okay, right here. So this is where I'll be going to school, right here. So the places I'm currently looking at living, the closest to it, if my girlfriend goes, probably in this area, like right here, North Miami. Miami Shores is closest to Miami. I'm looking right now to live, and like right here. where you see my mouse. But I'm probably going to live closer maybe to like Myanmar or Pembroke, like close to Hollywood Beach or like up here. Because my girlfriend's going to school like right here.
Let me do a quick. I've heard
Yeah.
things about Hollywood.
This is where what?
I think I'm gonna live in Boca regardless. So let me make sure it's not a far.
Boca's right here.
Oh, yeah, it's only 40 minutes.
It's like a 40-minute drive, and if that was the case, so like if I lived in Hollywood, because again, like my girlfriend's college is literally right here.
Walmart.
Oh,
I see it.
Nova Southeastern.
Well, she's got a Walmart near her.
Yeah, and so I mean, it's like right there. Here's Fort Lauderdale, so probably closer to Hollywood or like Pembroke, Myanmar, and then up here is Boca, which is like about like 30-40 minutes only. And then if we did a office building, we could just do one either in Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach, like in between us.
Yeah.
So that way, most of my life is in this direction, and I only have to just travel down here for school for a year.
Yeah.
Down here. But if my girlfriend gets into University of Miami, that might change things, but I don't know if she will. I mean, I want her to so badly. It's just a hard school to get into.
Yeah, I can't live in Miami.
My plan is we're just going to live near Miami while I'm in school, and then she'll have 2 more years of law school when I finish my school. So we probably just move, you know what I mean, up here, probably closer to Boca. Boca is probably like once I'm done school and she's done law school, Boca, West Palm Beach is probably where we're ending up.
West Palm's good area.
Yeah, I got one of my boys lives in West Palm. A couple of my boys live up here in Melbourne.
Are you gonna come down and figure that out one day, or are you just gonna?
What? I already came down in January, you asshole.
Oh, so you know the good areas.
Yeah, and what's it called? I told you my dad's best friend, like a couple of my dad's best friends. One of them is a realtor, and so is his wife. So she's helping me find a place, and plus my aunt's best friend of 43 years husband owns 4 to 5 apartment buildings in Miami.
Holy cow!
So I do have some connections already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I basically need somewhere that isn't roach/bug infested, and I can have a dog.
Yeah.
That's really what and I won't be robbed or carjacked.
Facts.
Those are the big 3: carjacking, bug infestation, and dogs are allowed. Plus, like my dog has to change her identity. My dog, for when I live in Miami, is a boxer Labrador mix. She is not a pit bull.
And if they them.
And if they them. Oh my God, who's my little girl? She's laying right next to me, and she's just like, I'm tired, Dad. All right, I'm going to go, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. Be a friend and tell a friend. You got anything else, Jackson?
No.
All righty, that's going to be it from us, guys. Have a great one. Till tomorrow. Back with another 2-hour episode. Cheers.